Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl, Alina. I know I've been MIA for a while. I just been dealing with some stuff, Christmas, holidays. I don't got a camera, okay? I use my phone and I don't have a camera and the quality is crap, so I'm sorry. Oh, look. I got my nails. But anyways, I just want to come here and talk to you guys just a little about more personal things. I'm sorry for the long video, but I wanted to talk about my story. It's just something, I guess, that defined me for a long time, and it's not me anymore at all. So when I was 12 years old, I started self-harming myself. Started cutting. It started on this arm, then on this arm, and then it got to my belly, and then it got to my thighs. I tried to control self-harming myself, I don't know, I just always had a constant urge, and I've always felt the need to do it. I always felt like I needed to do it to myself. I felt like I deserved it. I guess, I always had a support system. That's number one. I didn't truly have a thing to be depressed about. And that's also bad to say, too, because everybody fights battles their own ways. But, my parents were separated, and I ended up moving to a whole different state for a little bit. They got back together, thank God. Sorry, I'm curious. And then, I don't know, I just felt alone, I guess. My parents are arguing a lot, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to, so it was more like, I guess I just kept everything I felt inside, and I honestly felt like my parents arguing was my fault a lot of the time. I don't want to get emotional. It's just hard, it was hard. It is still a little hard, but I don't know. I just remember the first time hurting myself, I was trying to kill myself, I guess. But I ended up realizing that the pain I was inflicting on my own skin felt good. And I know that sounds crazy, but it was a release, It was a release. That's all I could really explain it. It just, whatever I felt inside, made me feel numb. I felt like I was dead inside. I was always everyone can vouch for that. I've always smiled. I've always been the one smiling. But on the inside, I felt so dead. I felt so sad, alone. I had no friends. I always felt like a different person, a different girl. And yeah, so that's when it all began. And afterwards, I would just kill myself all the time, every single day. If not, definitely multiple times a week at the end of the day. I'm just all right, what a long day. Let's get back to reality. It's tiring to have to act like you're this person when you're not. Then my parents ended up not divorcing, but they separated, and moved with my father to Tennessee. I think it was half a year, something like that. And my parents got back together. I don't know, I guess I was mad that they got back together, because I'm whatever happened, I'm just shouldn't this have not happened? And I don't know how you could forgive somebody, but that was just my mentality, and I was more upset. And how old was I? I believe I was 14, 15, and I came back to Brentwood, and I was still hurting myself. I would always wear sweaters so no one would see the cuts, and then they would ask me, I'd be oh, where's my rabbit? Because I had a rabbit back then. And I would just I had all these excuses in the book. And I remember my parents would get so mad at me. At the time, I didn't understand. But I'm you can't yell at me for cutting myself. I didn't get it, I'm just I just felt like they should have done it a different way back then. But now I get it. Hell yeah, yell at me, I just didn't understand. And they would always be oh, the government's gonna think that we're doing it to you, or whatever the case, of school or whatever. And I'm no, I did it myself. I was just I don't know, I didn't do it to be cool. And I would never show off my scars or nothing, but I would talk about it, because I knew it was wrong to do, and I didn't want anyone else to suffer from what I was going through. It was an addiction almost. I just had to do it. So high school happened. I hated high school. I really did. I did not want to be in high school. I was always crying. I was so depressed. I was just like, you know, all my life I was in Brentwood. I left for, like I said, for the half a year, whatever, to go to Tennessee. But other than that, since I started school, I was always in Brentwood. So I had all my friends that like I grew up with and I was familiar with. So come ninth grade, I'm in a whole different school. Everyone's old. Everyone talks shit, and I was the new girl, and it was really bad. But you know, whatever. It was a good school district though. Like the teachers are nice. I remember I had this teacher in ninth grade, Mrs. DiPietro, and I remember one time we were in class, and she was like, "I want to play a song for you guys, and I want you guys to close your eyes and listen, and I want you to tell me or try to draw." I think it was like draw or write down like what you feel, and how the song makes you feel, and I'm gonna cry. And I remember it was very like emotional for me because it hit somewhere deep in here, you know, like the song is from Florence and the Machine. It's the only song I know from them, and it's called Shake It Off. And it was like, that's how I felt, you know, like I felt like I had like this devil like attached to me and it wouldn't let go of me. Like it was just like, I always describe, there was two of me, like there's like this Alina and then there was like the dark Alina, like just the sad, depressed, dark, freaking no future, no motivation, no nothing Alina, you know? That's how I felt. So when I heard that song, like whenever I felt really, really depressed, I'd always listen to that. Even to this day, which is rare, thank God, but I listened to that song and it's like, it reminded me of her and how much she cared. Like she was such a caring teacher. And this is freshman year, mind you, so ninth grade. And that's just the first year of high school. It was something different. Freshman year is the year I tried to commit suicide. I went to this party. Well, it starts off with me and my boyfriend breaking up. We were dating for like 2 years. I lost of virginity to him. You know, it was a big deal. And then my grandma passed away. And this is all within the same month. I think even the same week. And my grandma passed away. So I was, in mind you, I'm depressed already and over nothing. So this was like hammering, like, that's it, you know? And you know, like every girl can relate. Your first relationship breakup, you're like, oh, I can't live without you, you know, like one of those things. Then my grandma passed away. Unfortunately, it was really hard. Me and her weren't close at all due to a lot of like, family issues, but like a week prior to her passing, I saw her and I told her I loved her, and she was like, cuídate, like take care of yourself. And then a week later, she passed away. So, you know, my grandma passed, my boyfriend broke up with me, and I'm already depressed. I'm like, fuck, like what the hell is the point of life, you know? So that weekend I went to a party with my best friend at the time, and again, we were like 14, so 14 to 15, and this guy had snuck in liquor. And my friend who was really religious, like they were offering her drinks, and I'm like, no, you can't drink, like you can't, you're gonna get in trouble, you know, like you really shouldn't be drinking. So I was taking all her shots for her, and then they were pouring shots underneath the table, like they were hiding it, like they didn't want no one to know. So I ended up getting really drunk, and like I was just being dumb. I mean, I was drunk. I didn't, like I was really fucked up. To the point like this guy took me outside and he was trying to like, you know, like, I guess rape me because I wasn't consenting to it at all. You know, and then he got off of me, thank God. And I went inside, and a lot of like, I was honestly probably one of the only people that was that fucked up there because I'm taking double the shots, mind you. I kissed all the girls at the party, and then I kissed a few guys there. But my thing is, I was the only one that drunk, and this, like, all these guys there are sober or like not as drunk as me, and they see me kissing people, like whatever. I guess we're kids and they don't care, but it was just like, I can't remember. I remember making out with one guy in particular because somebody took a picture, and all the guys would see me across the room making out with this guy, and they would want to kiss me or whatever, you know, just like. But I went to my best friend's house actually, and I slept over her house, and I woke up the next morning, and I was like, I want to kill myself, you know. And then she was like, girl, shut up. I'm like no, like I really want to kill myself. And then I remember I had my friends texting me from like Brentwood. So this is a Bayshore party I went to, which is the school district I ended up going to, is Bayshore. So I was at my best friend's house. She lives like a few houses away from me. And then I get a text from people in Brentwood. I think there was only like 2 people who attended the party that were from Brentwood. And they say, I heard you had fun last night or something like that. And a lot of people kept bringing it up. And I was like, oh my god, no, like, I fucked up, you know, like, I guess I was really ashamed, you know, but at the end of the day, like, I was really drunk. I went home, and I was laying in my living room chair. I don't think I told my parents about what happened. I was, like, crying really bad. And I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I want to kill myself. Like, I don't want to live anymore, you know? And he was like, and I've been feeling that for a while. And I would tell everybody that, but nobody believed me, you know? Like, because I'm like, how are you smiling? Do you want to kill yourself, you know? And I told my dad that. And he's like, you'll be okay. You know, like, you're fine. Not really shrugging it off, but not really, like, taking it that serious. Because, again, there's nothing that would have pointed to me being serious about what was happening. So, I remember my dad asked my mom for a pill to give me so I could calm down. Because my mom suffers from anxiety, so she sometimes takes medication so she can calm down. So I took that, and I think I like fell asleep. And I remember my dad was playing this song, To Xana Clan, and he covered me with a blanket, and I was like, this is perfect. Like, I feel really good right now, you know? But again, I was on a drug, so like, of course you're gonna feel good. And I felt so good, so I fell asleep. And the day ended. The next morning, for whatever reason, my parents are home. I forgot to mention during this time of my depression from like whole freshman year, so because this is still freshman year, my mom let me stay home whenever I wanted to, which is really bad in the school district because you get penalized and you can like lose credit or whatever. So my mom said, you can stay home whenever you want, you know. So it's probably one of those days where she was like, you can stay home, because she knew I had depression, and at that time she's like more understanding now. I was like, this is it, like, this is the day, because everybody kept messaging me, calling me a hoe, and I was like, oh my god, like, they're right, like, everybody's right, like, I'm dumb, I fucked up. So, I went on Facebook, and then I think I wrote something like, I am a hoe, like, I don't deserve to live anymore, like, I'm sorry, or something like that, like, basically, like, it's pretty obvious when I kill myself. And my mom and dad were in the room, and, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. So I went into the bathroom, and mom had medication, and like, again, for her anxiety. I think they were like Xanax, something like that. And I took almost the entire bottle because I didn't want to leave a mom without medication because she's gonna need it. So I didn't take all of it. And then I drank some like vodka that we had, and I was talking to my best friend, and I was telling her like, I took pills, like I'm done, you know, like I'm honestly like falling asleep right now, and I'm probably not gonna wake up, but just know that I love you. And then, and she was like, oh, like don't, like no, like don't do this, you know. And I'm like, it's too late. So then I was in my bed. I had like a twin size bed. I was in this room. This room was completely different, and I was in my bed, and I basically like I knocked out. And next thing I remember is my parents will always check on me, you know, because I would hurt myself. So they checked on me, and my dad was like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, you know, I'm really out of it. I'm like, I'm okay, like whatever, however I sounded or whatever. And my dad's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing, I'm okay, just let me go to sleep. And my phone, like, I couldn't even reach for my phone, but at the time I had all these friends, and they were all like messaging me, calling me, and all that, and I didn't answer anybody. So fuck, I haven't talked about this in so long. So my mom's like, I'm gonna check my medicine, and she checked it, and she's like Eli, which is my dad's name, she took my pills, and my dad's like, call poison control, you know, just figure out what to do. And after this is all the blur, like this is like from what my best friend had told me and my parents. So they got me off the bed, and they brought me into the shower. Like, I don't remember this at all, but they were like putting me in a cold shower to like wake me up, but I was not waking up. And then my best friend came over, and she was like putting her fingers down my throat so I could throw up the medication that I had. But I don't remember if anything was happening. I don't know, like if anything came out, I don't know. And then I remember sitting on my dad's couch, and then my best friend's like sitting there with me, and she was like, she said something to make me laugh, and I laughed. And then she was like, I'm so sorry, you know, like, she was a really good friend. I don't remember how I ended up in the car, but we're in the car, and then we're driving to the hospital, and my dad's yelling at me. He's like, "Stay the fuck awake," you know. And I like at the time, I'm like, "Why are you being so mean?" Like, you know, I just want to die. I'm so stupid. But he was yelling at me because maybe, you know, if I fall asleep, I wouldn't wake up again. So that's why he was trying to keep me awake. And then I get to the hospital. Like I said, I don't remember. I woke up in the hospital bed, and they looked at me, and the first thing they said is, "Do you want us to put something in your IV so we can like make you die or something like that, like so we can end your life?" And obviously they were joking, but they were testing me, and I was like, "Please, please, I don't want to live anymore." And then my mom was like, "Why would you say that? Now you're gonna be sent to a center or whatever." I'm like, and I was just upset because again I'm being yelled at, you know. But like I get it now, but back then, you know, I was like, I don't want you to yell at me. Like I just don't want to live, you know. So I ended up going to South Oaks for like a week for rehabilitation. I can't say the word. And I was there, and it was an experience. I don't know. They isolated me from everybody, and my parents would go every day to visit me. My dad was talking to my best friend, and my best friend like had everybody in school like write me a letter. And then everybody, like, you know, my parents would come to visit me, and they brought me all these letters that people wrote to me. You know, like saying how they're sorry, or not sorry, but more like, I hope you feel better, you know. And I'm like, I kind of got more upset because I'm like, you guys don't even want to talk to me, like, you know. I felt alone, basically. I felt alone, and I'm just like, now that I was trying to, like, I tried to commit suicide, you want to be my friend, like, for me that was kind of fucked up, you know. Like, I feel like they just pitied me. So I get out the freaking facility, and then I go back to school. My first day back, everyone ignored me, you know. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, all these people wrote me letters, but no one's even like paying attention to me. I just felt like from then on, like, I don't want to be friends with nobody, because people were like, you did it for attention. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, it's always something. Everything I did was wrong. Obviously me trying to kill myself was wrong, but like, that's fucked up to say to somebody, you know. Like, instead of being like, are you good, like, what happened, you know, or do you feel, I hope you feel better, or I'm here for you. It's you try to do that for attention, and that shit really like messed me up. I didn't want to be friends with nobody. So after then, high school was even worse, because now I'm the new weird girl. You know, like, I tried making friends, but I couldn't keep friendships because I was just not happy. I couldn't keep relationships. I wasn't happy. I was cutting myself still. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I was on a medicine till, on like Cymbalta, like antidepressants, till I was 18. Once I turned 18, I stopped all my medicine cold turkey, because I was like, I hate this feeling. Like, I'll fall asleep in class and all that. Like, I hated it. I felt numb. Like, it also makes you feel worse, which to me is like very inconvenient. Like I'm already at a 0. You make me -10. Like, no, thank you. Come senior year, I'm not showing up to school no more. I have a car, so I'm not showing up to class no more. I can't. Excuse me, sorry. I'm still depressed. I'm smoking weed now. I'm just doing whatever I can just to not think about anything. So everyone who smokes weed to relax. So that's what it would do for me, but I ended up smoking a lot. And like I said, I wasn't going to school, so I ended up getting homeschooled. Thank God I still freaking graduated high school. I graduated. I met this guy during my very, very low times. Very, very low. But I was very low, and he brought me happiness at the time. He was smoking weed with me, treating me, telling me everything I wanted to hear. You know, I'm like, wow. And he was older, you know, so I was like, I'm lit, you know, whatever. So, and a year later, I had a baby with him. I basically had a terrible pregnancy. Very, very terrible pregnancy. By the end of the day, I was laying in bed with my baby in my belly, and I felt whole, you know. Like, I know he wasn't there with me, my baby, physically, but he was there internally, and I was trying to really be happy. Like, I was still cutting, mind you. When I was pregnant, I was still cutting. It was so bad, you know. And then once my baby was born and I had him in my arms, I was like, oh my god, like this is it, like this is my life, like this is what I was meant to be, like a mom. And I heard her cry, and I was just like, oh my god, like that's my baby, like finally, like I've waited for you for so long. Like everything was for him, and I knew right from right then and there, everything would be for him. But the last time I cut myself was a few weeks after my son was born, and this is like one time. The father had kept the baby from me. He told me I can't see the baby until I go to court, and I'm like, this guy just don't stole my happiness from me and is using it against me, you know. And I was just like, I lost everything right then and there. I'm like, that's like my world, and now I can't even see him. Like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't even take care of him, you know. That's how I felt. So I cut myself. I think it was like one cut, I don't remember, but I was still like, I was so angry and frustrated, and I'm like, this is your fault. Like, what to myself, like, this is your fault, like you should have like been a better mom or whatever. I got the baby back obviously because but that was the last time, and this is July 2017, and since then I've not hurt myself, you know. Like I'm happy, and I can easily say it's from my son. And I'm not saying you have to have a baby to be better, but if you asked me 5 years ago where I would be, I would not expect it to be here. Happy, in a healthy relationship, providing, being a good daughter, not cutting, not on medicine, not smoking, none of that. I would have been like, you're crazy. So I just wanted to share my story because I just wanted to let, you know, others know that there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. And I always used to say, like, I feel like I was drowning and I saw the light, and you know when you're in water, you look up, you see like the sun, and I felt like that's what I saw, but I could never swim up to reach the light, you know. But eventually I fucking swam up, and I kept trying. It took a long time, but I'm still struggling sometimes, mainly with anxiety. But you know, because before, when I get anxiety or depression, I would just smoke. And now it's like, oh, I'm here, what are we doing now? And I'm over here like, I guess we're crying. You know. But I guess everything I went through made me who I am, and I won't ever change that. Like, it was hard, it was really hard, and I lost a lot of friends in the process, but I'm just grateful I had like a strong family for me, you know. And I know a lot of people like never like knew what happened to me, or always assumed or whatever, but like I was always trying to be better for myself, and just I always failed. I always felt like I was failing, you know. So I do want to upload some pictures of tattoos, cover-ups I got on my scars. Your scars do not define you. Your depression does not define you. Your anxiety doesn't define you. Regardless of what you're going through, you will be better. You will see the light. You will be happy one day. And like I tell everybody, it's okay to have your off days. No one's perfect. There's some days where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get off. You know what? I stay in bed if I don't have my son. But you know, sometimes you just need a break from life, and that's fine. But just don't allow yourself to swallow yourself into your bed, into your thoughts. And like I said, no one's perfect. It happens to everybody. But you'll learn from it. You'll learn so much from it. You'll learn your strengths, you know. Like, once you learn about yourself, that's when you know you are your own savior. No one else is going to save you. No one else can produce happiness for you. You find your purpose, and everyone has a purpose. I'm sorry to everybody that I hurt in the process of trying to heal myself. And I want to say thank you to all of those who helped me get through my process, because it was a long one. If you keep walking in that tunnel, you're going to reach that light. So don't turn around. Don't give up. You can take a break, sit down for a little, breathe, and then continue on. Don't dwell on the past, because it does not define who you are today at all. And remember, you are your hero.